Well, good morning, everyone. Morning. Welcome to the New Hampshire Institute of Politics at St. Anselm College. This is New Hampshire's home for politics, as you can see. We want you to come back as often as possible. Today we have two great partners, AARP and the Manchester Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to introduce Robin Comstock now to start the program. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much, Neil. It's great to be here at St. A's and great to see all of you the day after a long weekend, I hope for a lot of you. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon. I'd like to extend my personal thanks to each and every one of you for attending today's event. It's encouraging to know that our members embrace events where we hope to educate and inform our members and supporters of our members and the voters. I'd also like to thank Centrix Bank for underwriting today's program. Without the support of our sponsors, important programs like this one just simply would not be possible. And I'd like to extend my gratitude to AARP New Hampshire for collaborating with us to put on this debate. Just like the Chamber, AARP is a nonpartisan, not-for-profit, and as you may expect, we share many members. And like the Chamber, AARP New Hampshire is an issues-driven organization. And although we may not always form the same position on a particular issue or matter, we do share audiences and an interest in educating our members. In terms of educating you today, I would like to make a point of clarification in terms of our association with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Simply put, we are not affiliated, we are not credited by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, nor are we a member of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The only similarity is that we share the name. The reason I bring this up today is because many of our members have reached out and asked the question in light of many ad campaigns the U.S. Chamber is currently running in the state of New Hampshire. The U.S. Chamber is a partisan organization, and it does in fact support candidates. Simply put, we just do not do that. We do not support candidates or any particular party. We are simply here to present both sides of the conversation and both arguments, so you're able to make well-informed decisions based on insights you gain specifically relevant to your business by being a member of the Chamber of Commerce. With that, I hope you enjoy the debate today. And again, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you for being here. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the State Director of AARP New Hampshire, Kelly Clark.
Thank you, Robin. On behalf of AARP, I would like to welcome you to the second in a series of debates brought to you by AARP, the Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce, and the New Hampshire Institute of Politics. We have undertaken a far-reaching educational campaign so that our members and Granite State voters will have access to the latest information on critical policy positions. This debate is a part of that educational effort. The footage from the debates, as well as the AARP voter guides, can all be found at facebook.com/AARPNH. Today, we are fortunate enough to have the 1st Congressional District candidates with us, whom we will introduce in a moment. First, I would like to introduce our moderator, who will lead us through the rest of the program today. Scott Spradling is a former longtime political reporter at WMUR. Scott joined WMUR in 1996 after having worked at Manchester-based radio station WGIR. As WMUR's political director, he moderated political debates at every level, including nationally televised presidential debates. In April 2008, Scott left WMUR to start his own consulting firm, the Spradling Group. So I hope you will join me and welcome Scott Spradling to serve as our moderator today.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here. This should be a very lively session in this our debate for the 1st Congressional District. I'd like to take just a couple of minutes and tell you about today's format. Each candidate will receive 2 minutes for opening remarks. Our distinguished panel will then ask a series of questions. Each candidate will get 1 minute for a response. The order for opening and closing was determined just a few minutes ago by the flip of a coin. One quick note for your involvement. As you can see on your table, there are index cards this size. We have some pens out there as well. We would like for you to put one question on a card through the course of the debate. If something crops up that you'd like to hear something about, or if you have a question that you would like for the candidates, please feel free to jot it down. When you're done, just hold it up high in the air. We have folks all around the room that will collect it during the course of the debate. That will take care of the second half of our debate. One last housekeeping measure. Due to the nonpartisan nature of both AARP and the Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce, audio and visual recordings of events are not permitted unless the attendee has been issued media credentials by AARP or by the Manchester Chamber staff. Now for the introduction of our very distinguished guests. Our first candidate is Republican Frank Ginta. Frank Ginta served as the 54th mayor of the city of Manchester. He was elected to 2 terms in the corner office of the state's largest city before deciding to run for Congress. He has also served 2 terms on the Manchester Board of Aldermen and 2 terms as a New Hampshire representative. In the private sector, Mr. Ginta worked with small business in the insurance industry. He graduated from Assumption College in Worcester, Massachusetts, and holds a master's degree in intellectual property from Franklin Pierce Law Center in Concord. Frank and his wife Morgan live in Manchester with their 2 young children, Colby and Jack. I'm also very pleased this morning to introduce Congresswoman Carol Shea-Porter. She's here. I know she is. Congresswoman Shea-Porter. Carol Shea-Porter holds the distinction of being the first woman elected to a federal office here in the state of New Hampshire. She was first elected in the fall of 2006 and serves on the House Armed Services Committee and Education and Labor Committee, as well as the Natural Resources Committee, where she has tackled several major issues facing our country. Congresswoman Shea-Porter went to public school here in New Hampshire and graduated with a degree in social services and a master's degree in public administration, both from the University of New Hampshire. Carol and her husband, a military veteran, live in the Rochester area, and the couple has 2 grown children. Welcome.
Thank you.
Each candidate will have a chance to basically introduce themselves a little bit more, but now I'd like to introduce you very briefly to our panel of questioners this morning. Fred Coker is the volunteer state president of AARP New Hampshire. He is privileged to have over 250,000 members here in the Granite State. He's also president of Coker & Company, a marketing and public relations business for young and fast-growing tech companies. He's also the president of the New Hampshire High-Tech Council. And in his spare 5 minutes, he is producer and host of New Hampshire's Business, a weekly segment that airs every Sunday on WMUR TV. Beth Roberts is the Vice President of Northern New England for Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare of New England. Ms. Roberts has served in this role since 2003, and she is responsible for the strategic plans and overseeing of all aspects of business in New Hampshire and in Maine. HPHC provides coverage to approximately 200,000 people in New Hampshire and in Maine and has experienced strong growth in recent years. Ms. Roberts has been in the health insurance field for more than 2 decades. And Fred Roberge, Vice President of Transportation for Easter Seals for New Hampshire, New York, Vermont, Maine, and Rhode Island. He has over 30 years of experience in community transportation design and implementation of both specialized and of public services. Fred currently manages and oversees a specialized transit system for Easter Seals, which serves school districts, human service organizations, medical facilities, and the general public. The system provides 400,000 trips and covers 3 million miles each year, utilizing 100 vehicles and a staff of 130. Fred currently serves as an officer on the New Hampshire State Coordinating Council for Community Transportation, and he's a member of the Governor's Commission on Disabilities. Following questions by the panelists, I will read those questions submitted by you on the note cards. And again, once you've written them down, please feel free to raise your hand and we will come and collect them. One final note. In the answering period, you will see Doug McNutt, who is sitting up here as well. He will hold up a yellow card when the candidate has 15 seconds to go in their time. A red card means your time is up.